Okay, we're gonna try. This is the last time we're gonna try. If it doesn't work this time, which I don't think I'm actually live. Oh, maybe I am. Maybe. We'll try. If I can find you guys. Otherwise, if this doesn't, if it freezes up again this time, then we'll wait and we'll make this sign tomorrow night. I apologize. We are having bad storms. So everything is kind of going in and out. So we'll try one more time. Otherwise, all right, well, it looks like I'm not frozen. Hey, Colleen, welcome. I'm having really bad storms, Colleen, tonight, so I keep freezing. So if we freeze again, I'm going to suspend production. Don't you love how that happens? I'm going to suspend production. I don't think I'm frozen. All right, so we're going to try. So I'm going to whip this bad boy together. I'm going to stop talking so much, and then maybe we could actually get the sign created. So I'm lining up my welcome. I have a 5 foot 10 inch 1 inch thick pine board that I stained gray. 4 foot works just as fine. It just, you don't have as much room, but I have really good room on the top of my board, and I also have room on the bottom of my board. So I do have some really good space on this board. I like to keep it up a little bit from the bottom, just because that way if you want to put a plant or a mum or, you know, geraniums or something in front of the, like in a pot in front of the board, you've got room and it's not impeding the view of the beautiful sign you're about to make. So I'm going to take my transfer. I am not cutting it out because it's all perfectly evenly spaced. Oh, good. Thanks, Maddie. I'm glad I'm good now. I'm going to carefully remove my transfer from its backer sheet. I'm going to set this aside. So when I'm all done, I'm going to wash my transfer off. And I'm going to put it right back on that backer sheet, and then I can reuse it, and we will recreate with this later this week. We have another project with the same welcome. So I have put the welcome, it's very hard to show you the whole board, these big guys, because they like to, you know, that's up way too high. I should really start at the bottom. Let's try that. I am gonna try, yeah, I'm gonna put the bottom on first, just so I have my room. Again, carefully remove my sticky adhesive silkscreen from the backer sheet. Be careful with this, you don't want it to touch itself. I'm gonna give myself some room on the bottom. I'm gonna line myself up and carefully set it down. Now, I am not doing the flower. So I wanna remind myself I'm not doing the flower. Otherwise, I'm gonna get squeegee happy and I'm just gonna swoosh right over it. So I wanna remind myself that I am not doing that. And I'm feeling like I'm a little crooked. Okay. So I'm gonna pick up my welcome, the first part of our letters, and bring it down. A little bit. Center it in my board. Is like almost perfectly spaced. Okay, so I'm gonna move my backer sheets out of the way. I'm gonna move my board this way. So I just want to take a look at it this way and make sure, am I straight down the board? And we are pretty darn good for somebody who hates to measure. I would say this is just a little bit suspect in its not quite being straight. There we go. Now we are better. So the two pieces are not actually the same size. One is wider than the other. I'm sure it's because it's got the W on it. So you do, when you cut it out, okay, just be aware of that. This transfer also has some natural distressing in it. So when you look at it, it's got these like little green dots in the silk screen. That is there on purpose. And it's going to give you that distressed look. I'm smoothing out my air, smooshing my silk screen down. I'm going to open up my white Chalkology paste. I'm going to use the Big Boy Bad Squeegee. He's going to make very light work of this. I do need to be very careful though, because there are cut lines in between my letters. So again, I want a visual barrier to remind myself, don't get squeegee happy and just swoosh, because if I run the paste over those lines, I'm going to have a line in between the letters because it's meant to be cut apart. And I get very squeegee happy. I want to go, right? I put this paste on the darn squeegee, and the next thing you know, I'm squeegeeing away, and I've got paste where I didn't want it. So I'm just going to put little pieces of painter's tape on the lines to remind myself. It's just one of those things I do to have that little mental, oops, don't do that. Because between talking to you guys and lining up boards, making sure you can see, it's, you know, I'm easily distracted. There's lots of squirrels in the room for me all the time. All right, so you can see, right? Back is probably better, right? Moving everything around here today. So I had a really unusual experience today. I had like an afternoon with no kids, and I haven't had an afternoon with no kids since school got out. It was really lovely. I love my kids, don't get me wrong, but oh my goodness, peeps, you forget sometimes how nice it is to do what you want to do all day long and not entertain or educate little people, right? All right, so I've got my blobs of paste. I got way more paste on here than I need. I've got my Big Boy handled squeegee. I just simply cover up my silk screen. Make sure you cover up the whole silk screen. It's very easy because literally all you're doing is scraping the chalk paste. I need a little more up here. Scraping the chalk paste over the silk screen. And the chalk paste goes through the silk screen, and it creates for you a beautiful image. Something that I could never do on my own. I have done it with my Cricut. For those of you who are Cricut or Silhouette users, you can create stencils, I guess, more so than silk screens. They're not really silk screens, they're just stencils. The difference here is you don't have to do any weeding, and we're reusable. So since I have found this product, I have used my Cricut very little. I've used it for things that this didn't work well on, or if I wanted to do some really tiny personalization or something. Okay, so we've got our WELC all done. So now I just carefully pull my transfer off the board. I'm going to take this, I'm going to stick it right in my sink when we're done here, and I'm going to wash it off. Okay, so we are on a roll, and we are almost done. Now I need to be careful because my C is wet, so we're actually going to dry it before we continue. That way I don't have to worry about my, what the heck, oh there's, where did my craft dryer go? We moved everything so that we had room. I'm going to take my craft dryer, I'm going to hold it away from my transfer because it is warm. Where were they all? Miss Maggie, my daughter was babysitting, and my son was with my husband. One of my big boys was at work, and my other big boy doesn't live here anymore. He moved out. He got all big and grown up. So, yeah. I went shopping. Like what all good, you know, clearance shopping at some of our favorite places. So I have lots of fun things to show you. Well, maybe we'll do that tomorrow night. But I have lots and lots to show you guys. And we're going to create on some of the surfaces this week that I found. I like to buy my surfaces on clearance. I'm very lucky I have the ability to store things. So it's not unusual for me to go now this time of year and buy the things to store for next year. I'm frozen again. I'm sorry. Maybe? Okay, I think I'm back. I'm sorry. Again, I apologize. All right, so all I did was dry my C, and I started on our E at the other end of the board. I am actually going to do a little trick. I'm going to take my backer sheet, and I'm going to put it on top of the C so I can lay this down and not have to worry about it sticking. I'm going to whip this board out so that hopefully we can get it done before, again, we're having some bad storms here tonight, so I apologize for the internet. I'm assuming it's the internet that's going in now. All right, so I am just covering up our last letters, again, being careful not to hit that line that's meant to cut my transfers out. Take all, I got a lot of extra paste, put it right back in my paste container. And we're gonna be done. I will embellish it with a bow or maybe a little bit of floral, and I will take a picture of it tomorrow so you can see it all done. Okay, so let's pull this bad boy off. Okay, I'm going to stick this over here so I can take it and wash it. And we're all done. And I'll hold it up so you can see it. So this is a 5-foot board. And we have lots of space on the top, lots of space on the top, and we have a good amount of space on the bottom. So you can totally do this welcome. Are we straight? We're pretty straight even. Okay, we're good and straight. You can totally do this on a 4-foot board. It doesn't have to be a 5-foot board. But this gives you a lot of good space. You could put another transfer up there. You could do initials, you could do bows, you could do floral. There's just all kinds of fun stuff that you can do up there. So this is our really cute little welcome board. Again, apologize for our bad weather and the internet service that you're